Hello, welcome to Milton Keynes, the home this week of the World Cup of Pool. It all begins tomorrow. Final preparations underway behind me. They're currently rehearsing for the TV broadcast. The arena, you might have noticed, looking a little bit different. This is your first glimpse, but I'll tell you what's not different. It's my partner in crime, Karl Boyes, back for more Off the Rail. Karl, good to see you, and this another event that you've won before.
Yeah, just another one on the notch, but this is without doubt probably my favourite event of the year. And you know, as a pool fan and a former player, I just think this event works really well, and it's always an event I can't wait to watch.
Why is it your favourite?
I just think because I've won it. No, I mean just the fact that it's doubles and there's a lot of pressure, and the players can't get into a rhythm, and you're not playing for yourself like usual. You're playing for somebody else, and it just adds that little bit of pressure. And you see some unique things in the World Cup of Pool.
We'll have a chat about the teams in just a moment and some potential winners, but what does it take to win this event? Because you talk about the doubles partnerships, and we know Albin and Mario have formed probably the best one in World Cup history, but yourself and Darren weren't far behind.
Yeah, I think the key thing is I think it's kind of important to maybe have a leader and then not a leader. That's not to say that one's better than the other, it's just a good strategy to have. But I think it's understanding when one player's not quite at the races, that the other one should step up. Don't keep letting the same guy take all the shots. You can usually tell who's not feeling comfortable, and you know, if you're missing a few shots or the speed's wrong on the safeties, understanding is key in this format. That's
exactly actually what's happened with Austria. The two times they've won it, of course, 3 finals in the last 3 World Cups. 2018 they win it, and Albin's brilliant that week, probably the better of the pair, and I'm sure he won't mind me saying that last time when they won it, Mario was probably the better player, helping Albin out when he struggled at times, and that is the key, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You've hit the nail on the head there, Nick. It's a case of, you know, them two are both strong players. Albin's probably the more famous, but within the pool community as a pool player, we all know how great Mario he is. It's just Albin's done that little bit more on the TV events, if you like, and they just work so good together. Just like you said, if one's down, he'll step up and take the big shots on, and that's what you definitely need in the World Cup of Pool.
Exactly how Darren was digging you out that time you won it in 2014 as well.
Course, yeah.
And speaking of the British teams, actually 2 this year, Kelly and Alison were very, very excited to see. But let's have a chat first about Jason and Chris. Chris Mellon and Jason Shaw back for Great Britain. Last time, perhaps Chris struggled a little bit. He'd come from playing a lot in China, hadn't played a lot of 9-ball. This time, though, Chris is coming warm. He got to winners' group of Championship League pool a few weeks. And, of course, Jason Shaw might not have played a lot recently, but he hadn't played a lot before the Moscone Cup, and he put in an MVP performance, so they could be a team to watch.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, when you're talking about Jason Shaw, and obviously there's not been a lot of pool to play in, you know, he's got so much experience in the Matchroom arenas and the TV arenas. You know, he's one of the best pool players in the world, so he'll be ready to go. Interested to see how they get on, because they've not quite gelled yet when they've played before. Both big egos. Can one just take the lead and the other one sit back, or is it like, let me play the showmanship shot? So, you know, very intrigued to see how them two get on this year.
Speaking of partnerships, I want to talk a little bit about Team USA, because for the first time in a long, long time, no Shane Van Bonen at the World Cup of Pool, but we know Billy Thorpe and Skylar Woodward get on brilliantly off the table, and they've played some big doubles matches at the Moscone Cup, so they could actually, not having Shane and having these two who bond together so well, be a key for USA.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, the last 10 years, arguably Shane Van Bonen has been the best pool player on the planet. He's not here this year, for whatever reason, doesn't matter. It's Skylar and it's Billy, very good friends, loads of Moscone Cup experience. Another team to just see how they get on early doors. Don't forget, it's a race to 7 the first 2 rounds. All teams just want to, you know, get past them first 2 rounds, and you can relax because there's a bit of breathing space. But yeah, interesting to see how Billy Thorpe gets on, because Skylar's, you know, MVP, done so well. Billy yet to break onto the scene just yet.
You talk about getting through those first 2 rounds. They've probably got the toughest draw in terms of, if we, not to discount, of course, anybody in the first round, but if they were to get through to the second round, they're thinking it might well be the Philippines that they're playing. Pretty tough as a second round match.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, obviously Jeffrey DeLuna's, you know, he's got loads of experience in the Matchroom events, not picked up a trophy yet. Gomez, you know, he was like unbelievable years ago, then he sort of vanished, and, you know, we've seen him in Championship League pool, and he had a bit of a nightmare there. So that's a funny, you know, it's not the strongest Filipino team, it has to be said, but if you're Filipino and you play pool, you're world class.
And there is a lot of pressure on them in the first match, because they're playing Great Britain B, Kelly Fisher, Alison Fisher. So excited to see them together. That is a partnership we've been waiting to see. A lot of pressure on Philippines, though, because they're expected to win, but we know from Championship League pool, Kelly's in a lot of form at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Castia you're old enough, I'm not. Cast your mind back to many, many moons ago, Nick, when Alison and Kelly were snooker players. Fundamentally, you don't find better curious than them two. They're not going to miss many balls. They'll probably get out safe and out kicked. But for me, TV arena pool is all about not missing balls, and them two don't miss many balls. So we could have a kind of upset, I feel.
We certainly could, and if they can pull off that shock and get past the Philippines, they'll be playing either Australia or USA. So let's hear now from one of the Americans, Billy Thorpe, talking to Jay Casby.
Billy, it's great to see you back at another Matchroom pool event after a pretty decent run at the Championship League pool last month.
Yeah. I really wasn't expecting to play like perfect there because I had all new equipment and everything like that, but I was pretty happy with how I played overall. So
it's a debut performance for you at the World Cup of Pool coming up. What did it mean to you when you found out you got the call that you were going to represent USA?
Oh, I called Skylar instantly. I instantly called Skylar. He's like, "Nuh-uh." I'm like, "Dude, we are partners, bud. Look at your email." And then it was just like, we were definitely happy, and I'm just glad to be a part of it with Skylar. So.
Yeah, like you mentioned about Skylar, he's someone that you've been close to for many years. You've mentioned yourself that you see him somewhat as a brother. What does it mean for you to represent USA with Skylar?
Oh, I wouldn't rather it be with nobody else. It's perfect for us, Just we're out here we're gonna make the most of it and make memories and just have fun and be ourselves and hopefully snap it off.
We've seen you play at the Mosconi Cup together. You guys have great chemistry on and off the table. Do you think you'll be able to bring that chemistry to the World Cup of Pool? It's a slightly different vibe than the Mosconi Cup.
Well, I don't really know if it's a different vibe. I'm guessing it's probably going to be a little bit different because of the no fans and everything. But honestly, I think we're going to be able to bring it here and, just keep doing what we always do. So we'll see.
And you're taking on Australia in the first round. You're playing against Justin Sajic and Ivan Lee. Do you know much about those two guys?
I know Justin. I don't really know Ivan. I don't know if I've ever even seen him.
And what do you think about those guys?
I know Justin plays great for sure. Like I said, I don't really know how Ivan really plays. I've never really seen him play that much. Even though I've watched World Cup pool, I don't know if he was on there last year or what the deal was.
First debut performance for a Matchroom event for Ivan.
So I've never really seen him play, but I know Justin's a great player. When I got picked for the World Pool Masters, when all the COVID stuff happened, I drew Justin first round. Me and Justin were supposed to play each other first round, but obviously COVID messed all that.
So it's come full circle and you get to play Justin again at the World Cup this time.
Yeah. So I'm going to be, of course, I think me and Skylar, we have it though. We have it for sure.
Has Skylar given you any advice for the World Cup? He's obviously played in it 4 years now. This is going to be his 5th year. Obviously your debut. Has he given you any advice of what to expect and how to prepare for Scotch doubles?
Yeah. Well, I went to his house. I've pretty much been in his house for like a month. I've been with Skylar for like a month, almost about a month and a half or something like that. So we've been playing like partners and doubles and on his table and stuff like that. So yeah, he's definitely been giving me some tips and telling me what I need to do while I'm out here and stuff like that. So, but we pretty much know how each other play. So I think it's just going to come natural.
It's been 13 years since USA have won the World Cup of Pool. As Shane Van Bonen and Rodney Morris, two guys you know well. You were just 11 years old, I think, if my maths is correctly, at that time. So What would it mean for you to win that title for USA, but also alongside such a close friend in Skylar?
Oh, it would be unbelievable. It's it's my dream to play all the Matchroom events and everything like that, but it's a bigger dream to win them. So I think if we win it, we're going to be partying for a long time.
Billy Thorpe making his World Cup of Pool debut alongside Skylar Woodward this year. And Carl, we've spoken about a few of the strong partnerships we've got at this event this week. I want to talk a little bit about a few of the teams who maybe have an elite level player and not maybe the strongest partner. No disrespect to some of those players, but I'm talking about the likes even of Germany this year. It's an interesting one. Josh Filler, he's not come with Ralph Sakay or Torsten Homan, but he's gone for somebody different. But does that come back to the partnership and having somebody you can really rely on with you?
Yeah, Joshua, it's well known throughout the pool world. He doesn't get on too great with Ralph or Torsten, and I think, he's kind of had his pick. He's probably arguably the best player in pool over the last 3 years, let's say. So he's had his pick. He obviously knows his partner well. He's not known to the world of pool on TV, but Euro Tour, he's known, he'll have had his big wins. How's he going to handle the arena, and how is he going to handle playing with Joshua Filler? Because, you don't want to let your partner down, especially not Joshua Filler.
Absolutely not. So a lot of pressure on Christopher Rentes there, but also actually on Josh, because he might be looking at what's happened with Shane Van Bonen this year. If Josh, he went out first round last time with Ralph, if he can't have a bit of a run in the event this year, there might be a call maybe that Ralph and Torsten could be a better partnership for Germany.
Yeah, I mean, Joshua's still a young kid at the end of the day as well. You know, if you liken it to Shane, Shane's been around, he's done it all, and, you know, I'm sure we'll see Shane again at some point in this event. It's just maybe a bit of fresh blood, but, you know, Joshua's 21, 22. He's around for a long time, there's no doubt.
Absolutely, not just in this, but in many of the Matchroom events. Well, look, the event starts tomorrow. It's been a very busy day here in Milton Keynes. All the players are here, they're tested negative, they're with us in the bubble. A lot of work going on in the arena behind us as well. Let's just take a look at what's been going on today. So just a flavour there of what's been happening today here in Milton Keynes. Of course, all the action begins midday, noon UK time tomorrow. Make sure you're tuning in wherever you are in the world. Check matchroompool.com and our social media to find out your local network. And of course, if it's not on TV, you can tune in to matchroom.live to watch the event in full. Karl, before we go for this evening, let's just take a look at the draw. We can see it on screen now. Looking particularly at the quarters, I think, at this stage, of course, Austria take the seeded spot, number one. On the other hand, at the other side of the draw, Great Britain A, the host, although they don't have the home advantage of the fans being here, are the second seeds. But there's a few others I want to pick out as well. I mean, that third quarter up here, a couple of interesting partnerships. Spain, we know, have done well, Sanchez Ruiz and David Alcaide. And Poland as well, Misko Faczynski and Wojciech Szewczek. 4 top European players there, and we know, especially with Spain, David Alcaide, he loves this Matchroom arena.
Yeah, I mean, Spain, you know, I feel like they're my sort of outsiders, and that sounds a bit crazy, but I'm going to base that on if you've not been to a final and picked the trophy up. Of course, last time out, they got to the semi-finals. Good team, good friends, good understanding, and they're not in a bad section there, to be fair.
And Greece, of course, got to semi-finals last year. Alex Kouzakis and Nick Malaya back for them. And just looking at their quarter, they play Serbia first up, then the winners of a weakened Canada against South Africa. So they might be able to get a little bit of momentum going early.
Yeah, it's like I said before, race to 7. You've not played a match. It's nice to get that first one under your belt. Then if you can win your second, you're into the race to 9. You've got a bit of breathing space, and that's what all the teams in this event want. You want to get to that race to 9. You feel like you've got a bit of insurance. Nick Malaya, not done anything yet in the Matchroom arenas. I know I keep going on a lot about that, but experience is everything. Kouzakis, he's obviously been in Mosconi Cups, Whirlpool Masters. He's had a bit of a mare. Interesting to see how they get on. But
he has got himself in positions where he's getting to winners groups and getting to finals and getting into Mosconi Cup teams. So he has got that ability. Quick word on the Netherlands, who are in that quarter as well, because a man who has got a lot of Matchroom arena experience is Niels Fine, but amazingly has never lifted this trophy. Of course, came very close in 2014.
Yeah, Niels at the Predator Championship League pool missed a lot of balls. Unlike Niels, just didn't. I don't know if he's been working on something new in his game. Just missed a lot of balls. So I expect him to come here, take the lead in that match, and I expect to see a better Niels Fine. That's for sure.
Well, we've spoken about a lot of teams there. Who's your pick? Who's going to be lifting the trophy come Friday?
Well, I didn't want to pick Austria, but I think I've got to go with them. I just think they're so good. I think they're in a nice little section up there. Austria.
Told you they were rehearsing for the TV behind us. We'll let them carry on with that. Do join us midday tomorrow when we go live on Sky Sports and networks around the world. But for now, thanks for tuning in to Off the Rail.